Hey, welcome back to the Games Revealed channel. I'm James. As always, I'm going to go over the Steam Deck this time. You can expect a little bit more videos like this. I'm going to be trying to drop a couple of videos a week, and if you can hear a little barking dog, that's fine. He's going to do his thing. I'm going to do my thing. So hopefully the barking mess things up. So that being said, I want to talk about the Steam Deck games this week. Let's get into it. So if you go to protondb.com, they have a lot of games verified, a lot of games that are borked is how they kind of say it. And this is the database that SteamOS, that the Steam Deck's going to be using, and mainly the technology, right, to run the games on the Steam Deck in the Linux mode. Now, if you go to Windows, that's going to be different. We don't know how that's all going to work out, but we do know how this is going to work out because they've been squashing all sorts of bugs. And there's a couple of pretty interesting ones, like Forza from Xbox. You've got just a bunch of different games from different companies, from different consoles, right, that are like typically exclusive, and then they've been released to multiple, or to like PC more recently. Sony's been doing that a lot with the God of War series, with Horizon Zero Dawn. There's a lot of games for the Steam Deck that we can play that are from other consoles just because the PC platform is so open. That's the coolest thing about the Steam Deck, is that it's going to have the largest game launch ever for a console, if you want to call it that. Now, people are going to say, I'm sure some of you are going to say, this is not a traditional console launch, and it's not. But in a lot of ways, this is something you can take on your own, on the go. You can put down, pick back up real quick, because that's the quick resume feature. It's going to play like the Switch, but with a lot more games from a library that you already have. Like, I have hundreds of games that I haven't even played. This is a game changer for me, because I'm on the go a little bit more often these days, and having a family and stuff like that kind of just changes that up a little bit. And that's what I'm just so excited. That's why we're going to be covering this a lot over the next few weeks. And I'm going to be going deep diving into different sections today. Like I said, is the games one. So let's get into it real quick. We're going to go through a couple of different, we're going to take a couple of different looks at this, from what's borked and whatnot. So first off, this is popular, which is interesting because Deep Rock Galactic is up at the top. I haven't played it yet. I've heard good things though. I'm definitely gonna have to pick it up for this Steam Deck. I keep on wanting to say Switch, the Steam Deck, because I can try it on the go. It's so easy. I do that all the time with my Switch. I actually don't beat half the games I buy for the Switch. I play a certain portion to see how they are. Especially since I do the podcast and we'd be doing more videos, I got to know what the games are like. I can't beat every game that I come in contact with because I have, other projects, but I do try to keep up on games as much as possible. That's what I love about the Steam Deck, or the Gabe, the Gabe Gear, right? I love that. That's my favorite one. The Witcher 3, I will probably for sure play The Witcher 3. I've played Witcher 3. I need to play Witcher 1 and 2, so hopefully that's going to be supported soon. But Witcher 3, and I have all the DLCs. It's an amazing game. It's definitely going to be with the third-person action. It's just going to be awesome. I'm not going to play first-person as much on the Steam Deck. That's just, I'm a keyboard and mouse kind of guy with that, but you're going to catch me doing it, like The Forest. The Forest is a good example. It's a builder, survival. It will be this and 7 Days to Die are going to be great ones to play on the Steam Deck, just because you can waste a lot of time just building your base, and it doesn't really require the precision of a mouse. In my opinion, you can get away with it with a controller. So Subnautica, definitely worth playing. If you haven't noticed, the Platinum, which I've already mentioned once or twice, runs perfectly out of the box. And then Gold runs perfectly after a couple of tweaks, which would be kind of probably lines of like having to adjust the graphical settings, the controllers. Some games aren't natively, they don't natively support controllers. They're mainly mice and keyboard. And I'm sure that's part of it. I mean, if you've ever done big picture mode, that's a big part of it. So, I never played Divinity. I did. I just couldn't get into that. But it's interesting to see it up there as like, popular. And I think this is popular, like Steam popular. So deck, it's provided also by Steam DB. Some of these data pieces, and so Resident Evil 2, that will be an amazing one on the Steam Deck. I can't wait for that one. I played that one many times. Hades will be great. It Takes Two. There's just so many games I actually haven't played. Like It Takes Two, I've heard some some good stuff about that. Ori and the Blind Forest. I love platformers and some of these other pieces. God of War will be a great action game. I haven't played it yet. It's PlayStation 4 copy over there, and I shouldn't say I haven't played it. I just haven't played past the first little bit. Partially because I get distracted with other games, right? It doesn't have zombies in it, therefore I get distracted. Once it has zombies in it, then I can finish it, like Resident Evil's Village. I finished that, and I would love to finish to get on the Steam Deck. Great game. Definitely recommend it. And these are just, I just wanted to go through like some of the popular games. There's 500 verified, deck verified that is. I think it's between platinum and gold, meaning it's going to work pretty dang good. They're not highly optimized yet, but a lot of these games are really, I've been tried and tested. South Park's going to be a great one on the go because it's an RPG, right? You got Dishonored, and that will probably look great on the Steam Deck as it's more of a visually stylistic game where it looks nice because of the style, not necessarily because of the realism. And so that one will be an interesting one to see how that one goes. And I'm not surprised this is platinum. A lot of the developers that made Dishonored actually came from Valve. So Plants vs. Zombies can be a fun one. It's a fun one on the phone though. So it's already tried and tested. Psychonauts 2, I still need to play that. So I'm excited to play that on the Steam Deck. I'm gonna say Steam Deck a lot, apparently. That's all you're gonna hear. This is by popularity once again, which is weird because then you see Unreal Tournament 2004, an oldie but a goldie. It's good. It's interesting. I might pick it up again. This is gonna revive a little bit of some old game love for me. Now let's go into something that's a little more fun. Let's see. Do that. We're gonna go into most borked. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is borked out the F. Grand Theft Auto runs perfectly after some tweaks, which is funny because it says most borked. It might have either recently been fixed or it kind of works, kind of doesn't. And if it doesn't, it really doesn't. Doom Eternal, that would be an amazing one. Okay, gotta love that. Update 666. This is definitely one that's worth picking up and checking out. Halo Infinite, I'm excited to see how that goes. Bronze, I wonder that let's see. Runs but often crashes or has issues preventing from playing comfortably. It's interesting because they can safely say a lot of this stuff if for the Steam Deck. That is, this is Proton, which I believe can run on other operating systems as opposed to SteamOS, which is really just a wrapper for Linux, right? And so a wrapper or what its base is, it's not like its own kernel. It's not its own flavor of Linux per se, from my understanding, but we're going to get into that in another video. I'll do my research on that and make sure it's good. Says it runs perfectly after some tweaks. Cyberpunk 2077, we'll see. It's on the most borked, so we'll see about that. Fix wanted. Yeah, look at all this, like all these top-notch games that are just so far borked. They still have a lot of work ahead of them for some top games. Once again, New World's pretty big. I don't know how big it is nowadays, but Dead by Daylight, that would be a very popular one on the go. In fact, I probably would play that on the go. I don't know why. I hear people playing it on the Switch, and not for me, but because the graphics, I gotta have some fidelity with the graphics, or I panic more, which in that game is bad. But yeah, definitely interesting. Recently improved. Let's see what they've recently worked on. PlanetSide 2, which is such an old game. Curious to see how it plays nowadays, though. DayZ, they're kind of dead to me after all the stuff they've pulled. Horizon Zero Dawn, the Horizon Forbidden West just came out. It'll be interesting to see how that's supported on it. But Horizon Zero Dawn works on it. This is a Sony exclusive brought to PC. You got Red Dead Redemption 2, which is one I still need to beat. It will be great to beat it on the Steam Deck. The Steam Switch is how I always want to say it. Oh, so this was recently patched. Interesting. I wonder if it was recently brought into Platinum. Player count. Oh, that's an interesting one. So like PUBG, broken. Lost Ark, broken. Apex Legends, broken. This is one I hear that they're gonna probably have fixed somewhat soon. Yeah, and this is what's being reported. So you can, if you're watching on YouTube and not just listening on your, putting your YouTube to sleep to listen. There's how it kind of works is I believe people report it, right? And so they said they installed it, they open it, yes, starts to play, no. And I'm curious if it does work for some people. And obviously you can see that this isn't Steam Deck, meaning this is just if you're running Proton on Linux. And you can see that there's different distros. That's what I should say. Distros of Linux. And so this could also, because it's borked, it could just be borked on that version of Linux per se. So who knows? It could be good. It could be not. I think that's why it's important that there's its own deck verified, meaning they know it's going to work with all the settings with SteamOS on the Steam Deck. They know it's going to work. And that's what's going to make this really important, because this is the hairiest part about this whole launch, is that they're launching to a full suite of games that should be able to play on it. And if they don't get it quite right, if there's too many popular games that are just broken, I think it's going to hurt the launch a little bit. But once again, it's the perception, I would say. Like, if they would just not allow, if they had a list of like, do not even ever play these, and here's the games you could play, and there's 300 of them, I think they might have more perception, even though that would be the wrong way to do it, as opposed to a Wild West where, oh, if I launch this, let's see if it works. So this is good that they're doing it. They have a DB. I don't know if people are going to know about this very well, and that's why I'm going to be doing some videos on it. I'll probably do my top favorite, let's say top 10, top 50 games that I'll be playing on the Steam Deck in the next year. I definitely will be doing a lot of content on this, because this is something I'm passionate about. I love hardware. I love seeing some new hardware that it's new because it's the price to performance to compatibility with Linux, because I enjoy all the three of those things. And so it's really going to be fun to see how this turns out, and it's going to be a fun ride. And I love riding the hype train, as many games I've bought in the past year have told me that I should not have bought them. But that's going to be like a shame video I'll have to do one day. But yes, this is the games. I'm not going to go any further. This has already been a long enough video. I just want to cover some of the games, and just let me know what game you're most excited for the Steam Deck. Once again, it's going to be a hard one. I might say Witcher 3, even though I beat it. I put like 200 hours into it like 2 years ago. It took me a year and a half to beat. I might be most excited to play Witcher 3 again, because it's such a good game. Also, let's see if 7 Days. Before we go, this is one that I've been playing a lot of lately, and it says native. Runs natively on Linux. There you go, guys. So that is interesting. Has the easy anti-cheat, which I think they got working, so we're going to be good on the anti-cheat, but runs natively. I am really surprised and super amped. Go you guys. This is built on the Unity engine. I think games that are built on the Unity engine are going to have a little bit better time running on the Steam Deck, but we'll see. We'll find out, I guess. Once again, I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. And if you got to this part, I'm going to be doing this on and off on videos, so you're going to have to keep an eye out which video I do it. I'm going to be doing a keyword. So if you got to the end and you put in the bunny into the comments, whoever comments that first, along with their favorite game, is going to get a prize from us, and they can choose from either a BunnyStrike or Games Revealed merch. So we have mugs, t-shirts, we have a whole list. If you go to gamesrevealed.com or bunnystrike.com, we have our merch there. So I'm going to let you guys choose something. We'll see. Maybe a sweater, maybe not. They're a little expensive, but we're going to let you choose some merch. A piece of merch when you get the keyword, which in this case is the bunny, and then you also need to include the game you're most excited to play. Thank you guys for watching, and keep an eye out for additional Steam Deck videos in the near future, and also just game videos. We're going to be covering a couple of games, and we're going to be doing a couple of games that I'm most excited for the Steam Deck, but also just what I'm excited for the year, between these podcast episodes also that we release. So keep an eye out, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to follow, hit the bell, and just continue being awesome. Thank you guys. See you later. Later.